Logan Paul should go in like this. Like, come on, right. And just hold his head. That's what he should do. Ooh, so alright, Face Sensei here with another reaction video of Logan Paul. I just made a video talking about how of the 4 Gronkowski brothers, he could land that lucky punch, and then it just so happened that he uploaded some sparring footage. I live in New England, so I'm a New England diehard fan. I'm not a bandwagon Patriots fan. I was born and raised here, so Rob is like my guy. You know, I didn't know he had 4 brothers. I knew he had a few. I think one's in the NFL. But anyways, big guy, super strong, athletic, 0 boxing experience clearly. But it looked like it was gonna be a fun video. So I was like, okay, well, maybe we should see some things here, how he moves in the ring. Since Logan was boxing guys who clearly do not know how to box, we're gonna see him very overconfident here. So, a big thing was talking about his hands down and how loose he was, but again, knew that he was not going to feel threatened whatsoever because he knows he's fighting guys who can't really hit. They're big and strong, but they don't know how to hit, right? So he felt super confident. Let's get into it, and then I'm going to break some things down about his mechanics and what do I think? Is it going to help him? Does he look good? Are there, real signs of caution here or red alerts that he's going to, some red flags here? I'm going to get him in trouble. I don't know which brother this is. All right, here we go. They touch gloves, cheeky body shot. Returns it 2. Now Logan is doing this hands down. He's feinting, but you can tell the other dude's not reacting to his feints whatsoever. So he can pretty much be able to do whatever he wants at this point. Have some fun. Just, lowers his level and then throws a right hand. I think he realizes this is going to be over quick. Oh boy. That was a little slip. A little showboating here. I guess they're just all having fun. He throws a lot of this, hook 2, 3-2. He does a lot of hook. Left hook, lead hook, slap it to right hand. That is not going to land on Floyd. I will tell you that right now. So, now he does like a lunging right hand, is a lead right, and lunges into him. I guess if he can get Floyd against the ropes and to kind of like make it ugly, that could be in his favor. It won't hurt him. I don't think he's going to, land anything clean. But it could be something that's used as effective in the fight where he can kind of just run into him, and bulldoze him, use his weight into the ropes and try to, make it look good, I guess. Some ring control. I said octagon control. Now he's showboating again, dropping his head. He's looking. See that right there? He gets almost caught by a jab. His reaction time is a little slow. Even his return there is a little bit late for people who don't really box. So that is not good in terms of timing. In terms of like slipping punches. There he goes, holding and punching again. You want to rewind that, Jasper? Rewind.
In terms of like slipping punches, there he goes holding and punching again.
We're talking, oh boy, he held him behind his head again. And punch, you can't do that, Logan. It's a boxing match. Doing a Fortnite dance. Now they started again. His right, that was a straight right hand. The dude just ate that. Not good though that he landed that and didn't sleep anybody. He seems just a little wild. He has like, his punches, even his straight right, is a little bit of a loop. It's not like right down the pipe. So that's a little concerning because he's not landing clean with the glove with his right hand. It's not like super sharp. He has this like kind of a little bit of a looping. And then when he hooks too, he does a hit with the inside of the glove. He's not really turning it over. I don't know if he's trying to be nice here, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like he's just having fun here and then picking his shots. All right. Again, lean back, hook, right hand. It's a very simple combination to use and very effective in boxing. So he's using it against, people that are reacting to the hook and then he's landing the clean right. So not much of anything there. Some more showboating. A little weird. Calls out Rob. A little winky right here. Just winky right just chilling here. It's pretty cool. Who's this guy? This guy's a beast. So now they're versing the last brother here. Again, not seeing much. Not seeing much at all. And it's actually everything that we've seen here is just not good for Logan. The right hand of the body. On his toes in and out. That's a nice little slip inside lead hand, lead uppercut. And then with the right hand. These guys are a lot bigger than what Floyd's going to be though. So these guys are bigger than Logan. So I would assume maybe he's been training. Maybe he's not used to, bigger guys. Because I'm assuming he's sparring smaller guys, small, fast guys. So this is probably a little different. That's why it looks a little bit clunky and the match is a little ugly here. But the guys are so tall, so you see him playing on the outside. But even that, I guess if you could try to hold, like we did with JJ, he would just lean on the ropes, try to lean on them. It's a way for him to protect himself. It's not going to be effective in terms of the fight or anything. But yeah, and that's pretty much the end of it. I wanted to show you some things to talk about the hands down. The biggest comments I saw were, oh my gosh, his hands were down and he's gonna get, cracked because his hands are down, he's got no defense. I actually think that's a good thing in a sense. What I mean by that is, I'm gonna show you a couple clips here of me sparring guys who were smaller than me, faster, and more skilled. First one is of Ace. He's a YouTuber, he's done some boxing stuff. He's a pro fighter now. He's done some pro fights, but he competed at a high level as an amateur in Hawaii, I believe, at a very high level. Very skilled, very slick. And whenever I tried to cover up and use my defense, it would work against me, because he would just throw a left hook or something and I would cover, and then he would use that to create another angle or to throw off other combinations. So even if I stood there and tried to use a shield defense, a cover defense, I would block a couple punches, but I wouldn't be able to land anything because I go to return and he's already gone, right? Because he was shiftier and quicker. The only thing that worked for me was actually whenever he tried to step into my space, I would use a jab or a punch. I tried to trade with him because I knew I had a longer reach. So if I stayed at a good distance and try to use some straight punches, I would do pretty well or do better because I was getting schooled. Tell them that I'm a good father. Anyways. And then when I sparred Rashidi Ellis, okay, professional boxer, I think like 22-0 at this point. He is super high level. Could be fighting with the best of the best right now. He's gone viral with some of his clips crazy fast. When I sparred him, defense I should just throw out the window. I was not gonna block. Every time I covered, a couple clips here, every time I covered, he would just land, shift, move, and I would get so overwhelmed because I maybe block a couple punches, but he would find a way in. It takes away your vision. You stop moving as much when you're covering because you're trying to block the shots. So when I just was like, I just got to try to throw when he's close to me. And I didn't do anything very effective, but I was more effective than just trying to be defensive and then get my offense off and then go back defensive and then try to counter. Not going to work at all. So Logan with his hands down doesn't really matter, because if he tries to be defensive or keep his hands up, it's not going to work, right? The idea of keeping your hands up, generally speaking, yes, is a good idea. But in this case, the chance of him landing a shot are so low that he just needs to be loose and he needs to be confident in throwing punches. He has to throw punches and not worry about defending or blocking. Obviously, if he's hurt and he has to in the moments, yes. But generally speaking, he should not be trying to go in there with good technique and try to box well and keep a good shield, because Floyd will just pick him apart even more. I think it'd be even worse. I think it lessens Logan's chance to land that punch. That's what I mean. If Logan decides to go traditional, it's going to lessen his chance of landing that punch, because he's not going to have his hands down coming from weird angles. I think if his hands down, he's moving and he's looking to punch and he's looking to trade, not looking to defend, and he's trying to take advantage of opportunities to land punches, that's going to increase his chance of landing shots. Does it obviously leave him vulnerable to getting cracked? Yes, but he's in there before Mayweather. Even him keeping his hands up, it's not going to matter. Everything he needs to be doing, right, has to be geared towards him landing a very significant strike, because nothing else that he can do in this time will prepare him for everything else. So he might as well just forget it, right? It's not going to work. But yeah, let me show you what I mean on Billy Bob over here. Logan Paul should go in like this. Come on, right? And just hold his head. Every shit, dude. This whole outfit is racist. Anyways, keeping his hands up, right? When you keep your hands up, you have to be very good at returning and countering. If he keeps his hands up, even if he does block a punch, his hand is up here, he is not ready to punch, right? So he's gonna miss anyways. So even if he blocks a punch, it impairs your vision, your high cover, and the main thing is your footwork. The reason we like to keep our hands down, you see Logan doing that, you see Taekwondo fighters or karate guys keep their hands out, because we have this wide stance and we like to move our feet. And it's easier to move your feet when your hands are low. Just imagine sprinting like this, right? It's not going to work. You're trying to run with your hands up, it doesn't work very well. So it helps for footwork and closing the gap and moving. So that's why you see Logan doing that. And you see not just Logan, but a lot of high-level fighters, they're not fighting with their hands down for no reason or just to be boastful. They're doing it for an advantage on movement for themselves. It gives them an edge moving around. Now, of course, you got to have good head movement, all that stuff, but none of that's going to matter. Defense is going to matter this much, okay, for Logan. Blocking punches is just going to make it worse for him. So he needs to make sure his hands can come from weird angles too. When you have your stance like this and your hands are down, you can punch from different angles. And with his long arms and your hands are already closer to the target. A lot of guys have their jab out here instead of here because it takes longer, right? It takes longer to land. If it's here, you can just pop it out. If this front hand's out here, boom. You see Vidal, the way Vidal, boxes hands are out loose in front of him so he can snap those punches out. Obviously, we're talking about very good skill fighters here. But regardless, I don't think seeing Logan being technical is going to help him, because him doing anything technical is going to be worse for him. I think the looseness and all that stuff, he's going to get jabbed, his nose is going to get broken, clearly, his face is, he's going to get hit, but I think it gives him the best chance to try to land a trade, a certain punch, especially with the reach advantage and all that stuff. So is it kind of crazy to say that he shouldn't keep his hands up? Yes, but when it comes to footwork and jumping in and out and his size, I think it's the only chance he has to land anything significant. Let me know what you think in the comments. Ooh. That shit, dude.